Where were you born?
Fairfield, California, northern Bay Area.
Still reside there to this day?
Still there to this day.
And Fairfield, what's the closest major city one would be familiar with if they're not familiar with Fairfield?
Oakland, San Francisco,
How far is each?
Fairfield to Oakland about like 40 minutes.
Okay.
30 minutes, not too long. 45, 50 to the city, San Francisco.
Okay. Now, what was it like for you growing up in Fairfield? Can you paint that picture for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same pretty much everywhere. You got the good, you got the bad. Most definitely came from the struggle, Everybody came from the struggle, but, still in it, trying to get up out of it. But, pretty much the same like everywhere. Everybody got the good, everybody got the bad. It's a struggle, but as for the most part, it is cool growing up,
When we say the struggle financially, are we talking poverty?
A little bit of, both, most definitely.
Was your family able to move out of because there are different classes financially. You got like poverty, you have lower middle, you have middle.
My mom was a single mom. She was a single mother. There's 4 of us. I mean, I have, I have 4 sisters, 1 brother, but that's on my dad's side. Growing up with my mom is 4 of us. Me, my 2 sisters, and my little brother, So you know how that go. Single mom, taking care of 4 kids. You don't get everything that you want growing up, but so that taught me how to get it on my own so I can get everything I want.
When it came to poverty financially, was your family able to move up in class a little higher than that?
Yeah, most definitely. We started from the bottom, but my mom for surely worked hard to get to where we was going. She moved us. We went from apartments to houses, stuff like that. So, but it always was a struggle, not being able to get what you want and stuff growing up and all of that.
When it comes to your parents, how old were you when they separated?
I don't ever remember them being together. I was little, so they was never really together, but my dad was in prison and stuff like that when I was getting older, growing up and stuff like that. I mean, he's out now, we got a relationship and all of that, but growing up, it was just my siblings and my mom, rest of my family and all of that.
How much prison time did he do?
Shit. He did years. He did a long time. Shit, I can't even really keep count. Really, I think he was out when I turned he got out about when I was like 16, 17, I'd say. Okay. Around that time. I'm 26 now, so,
Do you remember how he got taken?
He did a lot of things, so there's a lot of different reasons or whatever. He was in and out. He'll get out, go back in. A lot of reasons. He out now. He good now. We got a relationship and all of that. So.
Do you remember if it was state or federal, the chunk of that time that he did?
Federal, I would say. Both. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he out now, so we got a relationship and all of that. But pretty much that didn't really play a big part on me. I don't know, it didn't affect me. I know a lot of people say that does. It didn't really affect me growing up without it or whatever. It just, I guess, made me who I am today. A little bit, a good part, But like I said, my mom was a single mom, 4 kids, so it taught me how to be independent and all of that. I've been out the house, right when I was 18, never went back, so.
And we'll talk about those elements here in a second.
For sure.
Just curious, though, when your dad was locked up, did you ever visit him?
I visited him.
Okay.
You
kept in contact with him?
I kept in contact with him, for sure.
Letters, phone calls,
Letters,
emails?
phone calls, visits, all of that, My grandma wasn't having that. My grandma made sure we kept in contact with my dad for surely. My mom, too, everybody, but, it was never a bad, no bad, nothing. his mistakes caused him to be in there and caused him not to be in our life. So, but it's all good.
Some people resent that. Some kids of parents that go to prison, some resent that, and then some are more understanding of that.
I'm understanding of it because, you got to do what you got to do to take care of your family and all of that, and sometimes it might not be bad. Might not be good, it might be bad or whatever, so, I understand that. When I was growing up as a kid, I probably was a little confused about it, but, as I got older, I understand it. I chunked that up. I don't hold no grudges to nobody. It is what it is. The older I get, the better my relationships get with everybody.
Were you present when he first was released at that age? I think it was one of your teenage years when he got out, I think you mentioned.
Yeah.
Were you there when he first literally was released, or?
When he'll get out, he'll pop up,
Okay.
like surprise us a little bit, like he out, we know he'll be coming home soon, and then, when he come, he'll come. Like that.
I see.
For surely.
You do have a good relationship with him at this point?
Oh, most definitely. I talk to him all the time, see him all the time.
While he was out of your life, though, locked up, was there ever another male figure in your life?
No, nah, none of that.
Just curious.
My mom, she was with people and all of that, but she has a husband now and stuff like that. But during that time, not nobody I could respect or look up to,
Not an uncle, grandfather?
Oh, my grandfather and my uncles and stuff like that. But as far as like a father figure and like in my life like that, nah.
Okay.
But if you consider that, I look up to them like a father figure,
The step parent in your life, do you remember what age he came into the picture? When he became an actual step parent, married?
They've been together for a minute now, but that's just that.
Was it part of your youth, or this was something you were already an adult when this stuff happened?
It was part of like teenage years, I guess, growing up to an adult,
How's your relationship with your step parent?
It's cool. It's cool. I have no problem. Like I said, the older I get, the better I get, better my relationships get with people,
Okay.
So.
Now, when it came to growing up with this struggle,
Yeah.
what do you think was probably the bottom point of that for you? Was there a worse moment dealing with the struggle?
I probably went through the struggle more getting older than I did as a kid. Like my mom probably wouldn't really let us see it. I know we were struggling and stuff because there's certain things I wanted I couldn't get. But when I turned, 18 and was kicked out the house and all of that, and had to get it on my own, that's when it really hit me. You feel me? Rock bottom. I'm talking about really had to get it. Like from ground one, don't know where I'm gonna get. My money from and all of that. So.
You were homeless?
I had places to stay. I didn't have my own house, though. So, if you consider that, yes, I was homeless. I had a car, for surely, though. Got around with that. I most definitely made shit happen with that.
Were there ever nights you had to sleep in it?
I slept in my... Not really. I'll get a room before anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I made sure. Like I said, I had a car. I made it happen, so... I got around.
Technically, you were homeless.
Yeah.
When you're bouncing from house to house and you don't have a house of your own or a room of your own or that sort of thing, that is homeless.
Most definitely.
But there are different levels of homelessness.
You're right.
Some are more easier to deal with, in a sense, I use that term very lightly, than others.
Yeah, most definitely.
Bouncing from home to home, that's probably the lightest form of homelessness.
Yeah, most definitely.
Sleeping on a park bench, asking for money, that's probably one of the worst levels of homelessness.
Yeah, I never had to do that, but just not having my own spot, my own place, but I made it happen. I always found a way.
Go ahead.
I always found a way.
Why were you kicked out at 18? And that doesn't necessarily sound that bad because an 18-year-old is technically...
17, 18,
Okay.
but I've been kicked out before, like, you know, younger than that, but I always came back, you know, like to the house and whatever like that. But like, I honestly, I believe I was kicked out. I just, you know, people get older, you don't, I just wasn't getting along in the household with, you know, my mom and, you know, her husband and all of that and everything. So, you know how that go. But once I was out, I never went back. Like, I couldn't ask for help. I didn't have no help from nobody or nothing like that. It wasn't like, you know, I had to get it on my own, you know. But like you said, 18 is not that bad or whatever. But at the same time, when you 18, you're not as grown as you think you are, you know. And I realized that, you know, when I'm 26 years old now, though, so I for surely grew up a lot, you know.
Hindsight 2020, do you regret getting kicked out? Could it have been prevented?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. Probably could have, or I don't know. But I mean, I don't regret nothing. Honestly, I'm glad it did, cause like I said, it taught me how to be independent, how to get everything that I got now. You know, never depend on nobody, never need a handout, no none of that. Everything that I got, I did by myself. I got it on my own. So I really don't regret anything. You know.
How big was gang activity back then, where you're from?
It's not really like a gang thing back out there in the Bay Area. Like, the Bay Area as one, it's a whole bunch of cities together. You got the North Bay, the East Bay, South Bay, you know. I wouldn't say it's a gang. It's about really kind of like where you from, you know, and, you know how that go, like a family or whatever, your hood, wherever you from. They got a problem with these, you know how that go, but it's not really like, I wouldn't say a gang thing.
I see,
So,
just curious.
okay.
When it came to getting it on your own, did you go the job route?
Honestly, no. I didn't start off going the job route, like, and back out there, it's not easy just getting a job, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's not easy at all. I was actually, you know, hustling how to do it that way first, you know. I had a job, you know, before, once upon a time, I try, you know, like I said, you bump your head, you get up, you fall down, you got to start over from ground one and all of that, you know, you got bills, got to pay your bills, you know, rent, all that shit. So I for surely try to do a job, but that 9 to 5 is not for everybody, you know.
What was the resume? What jobs did you do?
I did a lot of warehouse work. That's what I was into, you know. Cause I have to be active. Like, I don't like to stand still, do no boring job. I gotta be active all day working or whatever. So that kept me going. But like I said, it's not for everybody. I can't be set as a set income, like a limit. Like, I need it all. So I gotta do what I gotta do.
Any of those jobs tough that you did?
Nah, not really. It's really, no job is really tough to me. I can do whatever I want to do. Like, I can do anything, but so no.
What
really.
positions did you have to do at the warehouse gigs?
Shit, like, I didn't start it from the bottom before, like entry, like packaging and all that shit. I didn't loaded up trucks, unloaded trucks, put them on. I did the forklift and all of that. You know, the basic stuff you do in the warehouse. You know.
Any crazy stories dealing with any of those jobs? Anything that happened out of the norm?
Not really. It's pretty, them jobs pretty, like, much laid back. Everybody the same, everybody on the same height, everybody be chilling and, you know, same shit. Everybody trying to make it out. It's just another way of a hustle, you know.
Quit these jobs, got fired from these jobs, what ended up happening?
I didn't quit jobs, I didn't got fired from a couple jobs. Working just, you know, not for me. I'd rather just, you know, come out with my own business, do my own thing independently, and get my own money that way, you know.
What'd you get fired for?
Shit, probably for calling in or something, because I ain't want to go. Some simple shit like that, calling in too much or something. Not nothing I did on the job, nothing major. Like I said, that's easy. But if I ain't satisfied with the pay, then it ain't gonna cut for me. Everything.
You use the term hustling. There are different hustles out there.
Most definitely.
Did you get into street activity hustles?
Most definitely. I mean, shit. Had to, like I said, I was out. When I first got out and I ain't had nothing, no money or whatever, I'm gonna go to what I know how to do. So, I for surely did that.
What did you get into exactly?
I mean, I did a lot. I mean, I could say now, cause I ain't on that hype right now. I was pimping. I did a whole lot of things, but sold drugs, weed, all of that, stuff like that. But the normal shit that everybody do when they hit the streets and got to get it from the ground.
Was it a friend or family member that put you on any of these type of hustles?
I mean, I'm just, where you familiar where you from, it's easy to get that type of shit. You could just, I wouldn't say a friend or anything, just, you feel me, just get it, come get your little cheese up, go to the right motherfuckers, it's easy, You really from where you from and you got it like that, it's gonna come, it's right there, it's all in your face all day. You got the plug, everything.
How young did it start? Was it that 18 age when you got kicked out, or it was earlier
I've
than that?
I've been hustling, been independent. Like I said, my mom was a single mother with 4 kids, so it's like I wanted Jordans and shoes I couldn't get from her. I had to get what's on sale at the store, cause it's 4 of us, and school, back to school shopping and shit. I'm getting a pair of shoes. I'm trying to have you feel me, 3, 4, 5 pair of shoes when I go back like everybody else. But so I sold candy. I started hustling in elementary, selling candy for $1, candy bars, Skittles and shit like that. That's one thing my mom did do. She'll take me to Costco or whatever that is, get a whole package of candy. I'm selling the whole box. I take my little money that I get from there, boom, go buy some more, a couple more packs, flip it again, and do it like that. That's how I got into it, honestly.
Do you think selling candy in the manner that you did was a gateway towards selling dro?
It most definitely probably was, cause it was fast money. I'm booming that lunch shit. I'm booming in classroom, getting hella fast money. So it's I was introduced to fast money at a young ass age. So that's pretty much all I knew. Before I had a job. As a teenager, I had little jobs. I'm holding signs and shit. My mom put me, help me out and do stuff like that. But I just did what I knew how to do best, That worked out for me at the time.
Now, looking back, dealing with the streets, obviously that is a risky path to take.
Yeah.
There can be consequences, a certain level of stress, the looking
surely.
over your shoulder feeling, violence,
Yeah.
jail,
Yeah.
worst case, death.
Yeah, most definitely.
Did you know this stuff from the jump?
Most definitely. I didn't got in trouble before and stuff like that. Shit. Everybody did. I done lost people and everything. I wouldn't necessarily say I lost people to the drug violence or drug, shit like that. But of course, just growing up where we from, it's a lot of gun violence out there for sure, the whole Bay Area and all of that, just period. But that's everywhere. So, everybody go through that. Everybody lose somebody close to them and all of that. And yeah, I know it's a lot of consequences that come with that. I already bumped my head, been there, done that, learned my lessons. So you feel me?
You got in trouble as a juvenile or as an adult?
Both. But juvenile, that wasn't really nothing like that. As an adult, most definitely did, I did some shit, just not moving smart, as I would say. When I was into that, doing all of that, I should have been moving a little bit smarter. I was slipping. So that's the only way, that you're going to end up, dead in jail or something like that is if you caught lacking. You feel me? I most definitely was slipping, so that's why that shit happened. But, you got to be on my toes at all times.
You done jail time?
I got in trouble before. Like I said, I was slipping. I went to jail, but, you feel me? I made sure I didn't really do no time like that. When you go, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but back in California, you get in trouble for the first time and shit like that. they don't really do too much and shit like off that first time shit. And I ain't no dummy. I don't give a fuck. Like people, motherfuckers is dumb, keep going back and forth like that. You feel me? I bumped my head once. I'm like, all right, I was slipping. I did something wrong. Let me fix my steps so that shit won't happen again. That's me. So I ain't really do no time. That's trying to give me time and shit. But you know, as soon as I get in, I have my bitch bail me out. That's how it go.
Care to
But,
share what it was for?
I don't mind to share what it was for. You know, it wasn't just marijuana I was doing. It was a whole lot of other stuff. Like back in the day, you know, a little harder than marijuana and all of that. So, you know, I just got caught with that on me or whatever. But like I said, you know, when you get caught your first time, they more lenient, I would say. You feel me? Like I said, I'm slipping once, I'm gonna fix my mistakes. I ain't gonna get caught slipping like that again. I gotta, you know, be smarter. So.
Now,
other than that, I never really did no time. I was in jail, you know, a couple of days. That wasn't really too much. You feel me?
was your father out of his stint when you had gone in and did that little couple days?
I believe so. Yeah, he was out. Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting dynamic in a sense. What was his reaction to that, hearing that you got into some sort of trouble?
I mean, nobody had no big reaction. I mean, it was just like, you did what you did, so you deal with what you did. You know what I'm saying? I can't look at nobody and tell nobody to get me out. The only person that, you know, I know what I got myself into, so I had to deal with it by myself. That's how it was. Nobody really said too much about it. It is what it is. They know what I'm doing.
Okay. The reason why I ask is I don't know if he tries to steer you even farther away from street activity, hearing about this stuff, if he tries, you know.
I mean, of course, every parent, you know, don't want their child, you know, doing the same mistakes they did in the past. Of course not, you know. Of course you do better. But like I said, you young, you dumb, you do some dumb shit, you get caught slipping. As long as you know you get older, you know what you was doing wrong, you fix that, then, you know, you all good.
When it comes to, I remember you saying in this interview, you trying to get some sneakers and that sort of thing was I don't know if that had anything to, I don't know if that was the exact reason, you know, why you may have gone this route for the fast money was for those sneakers, or maybe it was other things.
Oh, no. As a kid, the candy and all of that was for the clothes and the sneakers. I'm a kid, so I'm not thinking of, you know, no major shit like that. I'm young. I'm thinking of materialistic shit, you know. But growing up, like when I'm out and I'm like, I really don't got nothing, you know, no house, nothing, no money, no nothing. Like what I'm gonna do, I'm grinding for like, okay, I need to eat, I need my food, I need a roof over my head, I need this, I need that. You know, not no materialistic type shit. I would be mobbing in the same motherfucking clothes before all that shit. You feel me? As long as I got a roof over my head, food in my stomach, and all of that.
I know you say you're not as hype with this stuff anymore, so you're able to talk about it and share your experiences. But back then, did you have an exit strategy?
Music.
Music was your exit strategy?
Music, for sure. I've been doing this music shit for a long time, man.
How young did it start?
I'll be in my classroom not paying attention to the teacher, just writing raps. Like, this shit is boring as hell. Like, I was too smart for school. So it's like, I'm in the classroom, I'm knocking out my homework, my classwork, everything. I'm just sitting there bored. I don't want to read. I don't want to do nothing they talking about. I'm writing raps. Got a whole book of raps. Come home. Shit, I'll say I really start taking it serious like 9th grade. I come home, I buy my own microphone and everything. Spend my, you know, like I said, my candy money on my shit. I've been investing in myself at a young age. So I got my own little studio set up in my closet, all that shit. Come home, got hella raps written, write my shit, record my shit myself. I was fucking with Pro Tools back in the day. So I just did it, had a little laptop, taught myself how to mix, master, and all that shit myself, just fucking around doing it myself, you know?
Thinking back, hindsight 2020, any regrets on the street activity route?
Any regrets? I mean, like I said, I don't regret anything.
You did say that.
I don't regret anything. because everything happened for a reason, and everything that happened made me who I am today. But I mean, I will never be on no pimp shit or nothing like that no more. You know, I wouldn't want nobody doing that to my sister or anything, you know. And it's just other ways, you feel me? You gotta, you know, the older you get, you know, you think different and shit. Like, I'd rather invest into a female into some other shit, you feel me? Other than that, you know, that shit cool, but that shit ain't all that. How everybody make it seem and shit. Like, nobody got time for that, you feel me? I'd rather invest into a female, like, you feel me? What the fuck you trying to do with yourself? What's your dream? What you got planned? I mean, that's where the money at, really.
Have you done that since?
I mean,
have you invested in a female for
yeah,
other ways?
Yeah, most definitely other ways, and you know, whatever the fuck it is that you want to do. You know, your hair shit, you want to do that shit, we can do that shit. We can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Your makeup, all that. You feel me? But yeah, I mean, why not? I don't got time for all of that. I'm too busy investing into myself. Shit. Just like this interview right now. You feel me?
Now, doing those types of activities with the streets, just thinking back, was it worth it though? Was the risk worth the reward or what you got out of it when you did do it?
I mean, shit, at the time, it's for surely worth it because, I mean, I ain't had no other choice. Like, what I'm going to do? It's either this or I'm going to be, I mean, I try to look for a job at the time and all that shit, but, you know, I was young. I wasn't trying to do all that. And it's either I'm going to do this or I'm going to be homeless. You feel me? I was homeless, you know, I had a car or whatever, but I'm not going to have nothing to eat, no nothing. Like, and I'm independent. Like I said, I'm not going to be begging for nobody, nothing. Like, I'm going to get it on my own before I ask for help any day. So.
A lot of pride.
For sure.
Little ego.
Hey, I don't know. That's just how I am.
Now, I understand we talked about the dynamic with your father doing time and then, you know, seeing what you're going through. But what about mom? Single parent mom. Was she hip on what you were doing at one point or no?
I mean, my whole family knew what I'm doing, but I mean, at the same time, I didn't really start doing it like, I mean, I did it like that when I was in her house, like, you know, as I got older or whatever, but when I was out and shit, really can't nobody tell me shit because nobody was giving me, you know, like, come stay with me, come, you know, let me, you feel me, like, not no family, like, they was, like, more like, oh, you want to do this, then, you feel me, you going to have to learn on your own. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn on my own. You feel me, I get kicked out, nobody wanted to help me, I had to get it on my own, so can't nobody really have too much to say about that, you feel me, so.
How did she first find out, do you remember?
I don't remember. I tell my grandma everything. My grandma know more than my grandma probably knew first. Shit, she probably told her. I don't know. Shit.
What was her reaction when mom did find out?
Not nothing really. I mean, it's nothing nobody could say. I'm grown as fuck. I mean, kick me out. I gotta get it how I get it. Like, what could anybody really tell me? You know.
Now, when you do get kicked out, had you completed high school by then or no?
I believe so. I mean, I done got kicked out a couple of times, came back. But yeah, I was most definitely done with that, with school.
You were able to graduate?
Yeah, I for surely graduated. I found out I was graduating the last day of school, though.
Explain.
But because school was so boring to me, like I said, like I was hella smart. I had good grades and everything like that, but at the end of like my senior time and stuff, like I barely was going and stuff, so I kind of like fell behind. But I knew one thing, that I was gonna graduate. I ain't no dummy, so I knew I could graduate. I was doing night school and all of that to make up for, you know, all the times that I was missing school and shit. So all the little night schools and shit I did, you know, they told me, boom, you could walk, you feel me? Last day of school. I'm like, shit, I did that. Shit.
Now, you were 1 foot in, 1 foot out. 1 foot in school, 1 foot in street activity.
Kinda, yeah, but like I said, I mean, I wasn't really, you know, I would say that, yeah, a little bit, but like I said, you know, when you in school and stuff like that, and you still in the house with your parents and stuff, it's certain stuff you want. So yeah, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but I ain't really go full blown until I got out and really had to make a way for myself. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm full blown doing that shit when I got a roof over my head. But when I didn't have a roof over my head and everything, that's when I, did my own thing. Had to do whatever it is I had to do to put some money in my pocket.
I see.
Yeah.
Just even getting a little taste of it, though, there's some kids, they drop out. Once they start 1 foot in, 1 foot out, they become 2 foot in and no feet in. Just curious, when it came to graduating for you, was that something you wanted to do for yourself, or was that somebody pushing you to finish?
I say, honestly, I graduated for myself because I really wanted to do it, but at the same time, I did it for everybody else because I ain't want everybody looking at me like, you feel me, like, So, I mean, I'm like, I do this, but I don't care about this shit. Like, I know what I want to, at school, they don't really, that shit don't interest me. They don't help you out. That shit's not beneficial to real life. You feel me? So I could care less about it. But I ain't no dummy. Like I said, it's easy as fuck, so I could do it. I did it to make, my family happy and shit. And, basically that. But
do you go and further your education after high school?
No. I was thinking about things. Like I said, it was either I was going to play basketball or I was going to be a rapper. That was the only two things that interest me. I don't feel like I should go to school for something to make everybody else happy, to do something I want to do instead of doing what I want to do. At the end of the day, this is what I really want to do. I'm going to do it, period. However long it take me to get to where I'm at, all of that. But I'm going to do it for surely. And nobody going to tell me, you feel me, different. So.
Now, I asked you what your bottom point with the struggle was, and you gave us an answer.
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum for you growing up, what was a high point in your life? If that was the bottom, what was the high? If there was a high for you.
The high point?
Yeah. Was there a high
doing
point
what I was
for you
doing?
when you were just growing up, period?
Honestly, the highest point for me is when the older I got, honestly. The older I got, the more money I got, the more I could put in and invest into myself on what I really wanted to do, do what I want to do for myself, you feel me? And just put it all into myself and my dreams, whatever it is, with this music and all of that. So, and it's just deeper than music. I mean, I love music because I can express myself and all of that. I've been doing that for a long time or whatever, but the older I get, it's you got to know the business and everything, how this shit work too. So it's deeper than that. It's not like I just want to do music. I'm trying to start my little label. I got a little label and all of that. I got a distribution deal with Empire. They just distribute my music on iTunes and all of that stuff. And I got my little artists and stuff. Back out there at home, my brother Shay Easy, Lil Tuka, Lil Tez, and KC4. FKM. I got my t-shirt stuff I'm coming out with, my clothing line, Field Kid Music, Field Kid Merch. Field Kid Music, the label, Field Kid Merch, the clothing line I'm starting and stuff like that. So it's bigger than just music. That's a part of it. That's a start, but it's a whole lot of other things I want to do, like independently, so I could be my own boss. I ain't got to work for nobody,